Katie, your thoughts on the match? You frustrated San Diego throughout the game. I don't think they were expecting the game they got. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm proud of the heart that the kids showed. I think going into the game, we had a decent amount of lead-in, so we were able to, really grind and work on some things, especially after, going out of Club America, going into Panama, and then coming into this game, having a lead-in was really nice. So I think, executed quite a bit first half. I think second half, we tried to be a little bit more front-footed at times. Got a little deflated after the first goal, I think. And you could see, the difference in pace that our players are used to playing at compared to, some of these top teams in this tournament. You see it near the end when we're trying to push for a goal. But I think overall, really, really proud of the players. I think there was a lot of hard work in there. I thought we defended the box really well, and the ability to get some chances on target was really, really good.
How much did Morgan's saves, her composure, confidence in the first half and throughout the game help boost your team throughout the game?
I think Morgan gives us energy, not just with her saves and not just with her ability on the park, but in her personality and the way that she shines all over, off the ball as well. I think her leadership and everything that comes with her and in behind our back line, she's definitely a key player for us. And I agree. I think, the saves that she made gave us energy. And I think her ability to keep us in the game allowed us to keep it close and then, in turn gave us the energy to then go down the other end and try some things. So really, really proud of her.
Katie, obviously a great performance despite the result from your team. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like sort of managing maybe the emotions of the match? Obviously, this kind of opportunity doesn't come every day for these girls. They go from battling, League One BC teams to having to defend Maya Jones and even Delphine Cascarino at the end. How was it for you trying to keep the girls sort of focused on the task and not get maybe a little bit starstruck about who they were coming up against?
I think Jess said it in the pregame interview, but she talked about the energy that the young players bring and their belief in themselves and their belief in the why. And I really think that's kind of the construct and the foundation of our team. I think what you see out there for us to be able to perform against big clubs and big players, like a Cascarino coming in at the end, we look over and Maria Sanchez is warming up, Cascarino is warming up, and we're just the ability of these players to continue to believe in themselves. And I think that is really the foundation of our team. And I think Jess said it really well. I mean, bringing the older players in to bring some of that experience has helped, and it allows us to be calm. It allows us to bring a little bit of that experience and manage games. But I think having the young players and they're still excited to be here, and they're still just playing because they love the game, and they love to play in front of their parents, and they love to play with their friends, and that's where our energy comes from, and that's where our heart comes from.
And then again with this, it seems like the impact about these games is not even just in the short term, but obviously in the long term. How do you think this will help develop not only the team, but just women's soccer in Vancouver and in Canada in general to have these opportunities to be able to put it on display for the local crowds?
Yeah, I think, going into next year, having a pro league, having a pro team at our club, I mean, all those fans tonight are coming back. I can tell you that. They've watched these young players battle against top players in the world, and I think what it shows is that they're ready. Our players are ready for a pathway. Our players are ready to play at this level, and we have a lot more players that aren't playing at this level that can play at this level, and I think a lot of them showed that tonight. We had a lot of young players on the pitch. Chloe Taylor just turned 16 a couple weeks ago while we were in Panama, played almost 90 minutes, and what a performance from her. We have quite a few young ones that have come in and made impact. So I think, bringing eyes to the game is what these games are about. And going into next year, people just have to be excited about it and watch. Because I know tonight, being on that sideline watching those kids play, I'm excited.
When you look at the team now, as opposed to the team that came into the Club America game, what growth have you seen from them? Because I think going into a game like this tonight, you didn't know what way it was maybe going to go, but it seemed so much different from that game in Mexico for a variety of reasons, obviously. But what growth have you seen in this group?
I think, we have always been a team over the last couple years, at least, that typically plays games on top. So their ability to learn and adapt to not having the ball necessarily as often as we're used to, and to play against teams that can match us for pace and can match us for, the physical, technical ability. I think the growth that I've seen in their ability to manage that, and the communication and the connection, I guess, as a team with each other, to be able to organize and adapt to different things. I think that's the biggest growth I've seen. We came in a lot more prepared today, I think, going into Club America. We were on the road a lot. Obviously prepared for El Salvador coming out of the interprovincial championship, but having a one-day turnaround, going then to Club America, having one training session. There's also a lot of that came out tonight, I think, in our ability to prepare and properly train and get proper rest and those types of things. So, it is, like you said, a variety of reasons why we were better tonight, but I think just the growth of now having that experience playing against a team like Club America going into the game today just made us better.
Landon was very complimentary about you and the team, and he said that his girls realised very quickly that you were maybe a better team than they thought they were going to be. So you've got one more game left now, and it could obviously be a very emotional night depending who lines up for the Thorns. How do you approach that one now? Do you want to keep tight defensively, or do you just want to let the girls go out and play freely in that one?
It's always going to be a balance. I think we have to be set defensively. We have to make sure that we're putting in the work, because we are a young group. We definitely need to be disciplined defensively because things could go very wrong very quickly. I think, we do want to find moments where we can be a little bit more front-footed and that we can get after them a little bit more. I think we started to see it tonight where we got chances. I think those pieces, it's not necessarily us holding them back. It's the players learning that they can do that at this level. And I think tonight, with them having some opportunities and them being able to create some chances on target, they'll start to understand that they can do that at this level and they can be a little bit more free. I think second half, you started to see us be a little bit more brave on the ball. There were some mistakes, of course, but that's allowing them now to learn we can do this at this level, and they can be a little bit braver. And I think each game they've gotten braver. So, the last one of the tournament, again, we got nothing to lose. So I'm excited to watch them play. I think, it's just about us getting out there and learning from today and seeing if we can do one better.
And what are some of the things that, your players can learn from not having the ball? Because you guys are so used to having the ball in League 1 BC that on a night like tonight or a night against Club America, the players must take away something by not having the ball a lot of the time.
For sure. I think tonight one of their biggest learnings was how much work it is. I would think, it's a lot more work to have to defend and then create chances going forward. So, a lot of it is just understanding what this level is, what you need to be at physically, mentally, to be able to stay focused and be able to be the cover, be the one that wins it, and then be the one that creates the next action. I think that's a big learning for them. So how much work it is probably the biggest takeaway. And then I think, a lot of it is the organization and that constant communication between them when things don't go as planned for them to be able to solve problems in the moment.
I guess, Katie, to that point, I guess how important is it to have this proof of concept of what you guys have been doing for multiple years at the League 1 level to now go up against some of the top players in the one of the top leagues of the world and be able to still, of course, keep your references, like you mentioned, defensively, like what you want to do on the ball, and kind of, how important is that for what the proof of concept you're putting into place?
I think it's incredibly important. I think, when some of us talked a couple of years ago, very first year of League 1, one of my biggest messages was we trust the young players. And I think seeing them compete at this level and learn from everything that they've done, it's so important. And I think it proves that they are ready to play. And I think to your point, we have put in a lot of work over the last 3 years. We haven't had that next step to go to. They've had a lot of success winning championships, and they're ready to be challenged. They're ready to take the next step, and I think it does prove that they're ready.
I guess to that point, how have you made the fact that it just seems like every challenge you put in front of them, they're unfazed, and just that mentality of these players that you have where they never really shrink in front of these big moments.
Belief. Allowing players to believe in themselves, allowing them to be brave. I think, we believe in them. We want them to be brave. We, encourage them to stand up for themselves. So even outside of the field or outside of these games, I think the importance of what we're building from a personal perspective for these players, it's not just about the athlete, or just them being an athlete. It's about them as a person and who they can become. I mean, a lot of these kids are going to play pro, I can tell you that right now. But the ones that don't, they're going to be CEOs, they're going to be owners of companies, they're going to be doctors and lawyers and people that are leading organizations because they're learning to be brave and believe in themselves.